The Takeover is Pelican 13's newest entry on Switch. This action combat game doesn't hide behind its brawler roots but embraces them in every turn, with gorgeous pre-rendered sprites against a colorful, ever-changing backdrop. Let's face it, the city of Steel Haven has a bit of a crime problem, and now that gangs have begun to organize, it's up to Ethan, Megan, and Connor to put a stop to the madness plaguing the streets. It's the typical take back the streets tell us all this time. Arcade mode is your traditional story campaign which can be tackled either solo or via co-op across the game's 22 stages and several difficulties. Challenge mode offers 20 different trials once you're done with the story, and lastly the survival mode is a 5-stage trial to see how long you can last. Combat is pretty straightforward. You have a punch, kick, and jump buttons with the option to pick up a variety of items dropped by crates like guns, SMGs, katanas, crowbars, the works. Each character has their very own set of abilities, specifically designed to take out enemies in a pinch. Then there's your traditional grappling with its very own set of options. Whenever you grab an enemy, you can either slam them on the ground, build up a combo to lower their health, or the all-important toss, making them fly onto unsuspecting enemies like a bowling ball, knocking down and causing a little bit of damage on every enemy around them. Racking up combos builds up your rage meter that when triggered multiplies your damage output while minimizing the incoming one. Lastly, you have a dodge and dash options for a quick getaway whenever you're getting cornered or whenever an enemy drops behind a little explosive gifts after you've taken them down. Juggling enemies via combos and knowing when to grapple will go a long way into maintaining your ever-important health bar as high as possible. Enemies are your standard fare, weapon, melee, and explosive focused bunch. They all fit a specific criteria and don't deviate much from their set objectives. There's tankier and beefier enemies to thwart, but they don't really change much of anything. Stage hazards also make an appearance, be it the typical acid drips, barrels rolling across the street, biker enemies attempting to run you over, or even a bulldozer chasing after you. The highlight of the game are the interlude mini-missions between the stages. They're a delightful change of pace and have to be experienced to fully appreciate. A quick shout out to the soundtrack as well, since there are certain stages where the music alone carries the experience. While all of it may sound glowing, there are some issues with the game. For example, gauging what's destructible or not can be tedious since the backgrounds really do blend in with the foregrounds. All characters, including the enemies, just look stiff. Perhaps it's due to the developers invoking the classic pixel-like feel, but every character lacks fluidity, so it gives off a bit of a choppy look. The Takeover is a fantastic attempt on classic brawlers of yesteryears, doing just about everything you can ask of it and more, but its stiff animations, sometimes grueling difficulty, and repetitive enemies keep it from feeling like the start of a renaissance for this classic genre. Nintendo's Fear gives the Takeover on Switch a 7.5 out of 10. If you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!